So I've been meaning to do a video for a while and I was struggling to come up with ideas of what to say. And if you're wondering why I'm looking like this, yes, I'm going on a spa day. Oh my goodness, I'm going on a spa day. I work 3 jobs and it's really hard for me sometimes to take time off. And do you know what spa days mean? Reading books. Yes, right. So anyway, but I wanted to do a video today about a top tip. And what's even funnier, when I came up with the idea for this video, I thought, oh, I'll do one of those 3 top tips, 5 top tips. No, honestly, if you've watched my videos, we could be here for days if I waffle on about how many tips. So I think the first tip that I really want to get across to any budding author out there is go to writing festivals, okay? They can be really daunting, but you kind of need to find your tribe. You need to be around other authors. And also at these events, you will meet up with publishing people in the publishing industry. They might be agents, they might be self-published experts, they might be small presses. These are people who can advise you about what you might want to do. Do you want a small press? Do you want traditional? Do you want self-published? But what is so lovely about this community is if you talk to other authors, they are genuinely so helpful, okay? So lovely. I've never really met any author that isn't prepared to give you a bit of advice. And be aware, I'm going to say this, writing is a journey. Oh my God, I had to say it, but it really is a journey, and it can be a slog. And I still think when you're starting out, you have to understand that it can be a little bit of a slog to figure out where you're going to go in this industry. And there's no right or wrong answers. But what happens at these writing events, and I know it can be a bit daunting, but do go along, because a lot of them you end up meeting the most amazing people that give you the best advice. And you can also sit down with agents, and you can also sit down with mentors. And I am so lucky that I was able to go to so many of these places and meet so many people that I look back on now and go, I got to meet some of the top people at that time, and the advice they gave me was fantastic. And I didn't know who they were at the time, I didn't know. But you also have the most interesting moments as well. And I have to sort of pass this on as a story because it makes me giggle all the time. So this Phantom, okay, I always call it Phantom. This was actually like what I call a placeholder name. I always thought, oh, you know, I'll come up with a better title. I'll come up with a better title for Phantom. Oh, it's a bit on the nose. It's a bit, yeah. And do you know what happened? I ended up asking every agent I sat down with, every editor I worked with, every mentor I worked with, they all told me, no, title's fine, keep the title, it's fine, we like it, it's on the nose, it says what it is, bosh, done. And I would have probably changed it. So these are the piece of advices that you get that are really fantastic. Also, I got to do a workshop with the amazing Adrienne Dines, who told me categorically, don't change the title. She also told me categorically that the first line in my book, which is still there now, was perfect. She loved it. She was like, do not change that line, it is amazing. Because by the time I met up with her, I'd slogged with this. I'd had so much rejection. I was doubting everything I was doing. And she just came in like a breath of fresh air and went, oh, you're fine. You're fine. You know, keep going. They just don't get it. They just don't get what you're trying to do. I get what you're trying to do. And she was one of the first people that got what I was trying to do as a book. And it is slightly different and it is a bit niche. And I kind of realised that that's just my story and what I want to say. So without going to these festivals, without talking to these people, you are not going to get this level of support and level of advice that as a new author you're going to get. So one of my top tips is go to writing festivals. And aren't you glad we just did one tip, because this is almost a 5-minute video. Well done if you managed to stick through it. I will see you soon. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.